Hi guys, WineTuber here, and today I'm in a Winery Wieliczka, only 20 minutes drive from my hometown, which is Kraków. And today we're gonna talk about biodynamic wines. So, let's get started. Agnieszka, firstly, thank you so much for having me today. I'm absolutely thrilled and super happy. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself? Because not many people know actually who you are, because I know you are fantastic. So, I know. But would you mind telling me a little bit more about yourself?
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm just, well, at first, a co-owner of this vineyard. We're here in Winnica Wieliczka. And secondly, well, I'm a qualified winemaker. Graduated from University Montpellier in France over 20 years ago. I'm working since as a winemaking advisor, and I'm biodynamic advisor as well, cooperating with Wanderschule. And who am I? Well, just a winemaker here.
Just a winemaker here, yes. Thank you so much. Can you please tell us what is so special about this place?
Actually, it wasn't me that found this place. It was Piotr, the co-owner of the vineyard. And well, the first thing we've seen coming here was the very old bushes of hibiscus in a neighbor's garden, which is very fragile plant. It's much more fragile than vineyard. So we decided that we actually can try to do something quite risky and do plant only Vitis vinifera in this spot. We are the only vineyard in this country that doesn't have any hybrids. The other thing is that we really have very good location. And we do not have to follow any appellation rules. So we actually can imagine a wine and try to make whatever we are pleased.
Wow, that sounds really special, I have to say. Can you tell us why decide making wine in follow the biodynamic methods, which is not easy to do?
Well, it's not, but me and my partner Piotr, who is co-owner of this place, we are convinced that if you can do something properly, why not do? It's just as simple as that, you know. We found a spot good enough to do it, and we have quite a substantial experience in organic and biodynamic wine growing and winemaking, so we decided that we are going to do it here as well.
Brilliant, thank you so much. Can you explain us what actually means biodynamic wine on the label?
On the label, okay.
Or in terms of winemaking as well?
Yes, you know, it's actually something that was put in frames quite recently, because 15 years ago it was enough to grow biodynamic grapes, and any wine you would make of it would be called biodynamic. Today it's not the case. The grapes still have to be grown in a biodynamic way, but at the same time you have strict rules you have to follow to be able to call your wine biodynamic.
Which is
You basically do not add most of the things you do add to the conventional or organic wines. In fact, you are not allowed to use yeasts. You don't buy yeast and you don't put it there. You should use the indigenous ones. So those who actually live in a vineyard.
Wow.
The second thing is you cannot use any other preservative than a really tiny amount of sulphite. and it's really tiny because the most you can use is less than a half of the other wines. And the other thing is you do not use any fining and clarifying agents except of bentonite, which is just kind of clay and does not react with wine at all. It works only physically, taking the impurities and falling down. Then you rack it from the lees, and that's it. You have a clear wine. Biodynamic agriculture is actually using exactly the same things as used today in modern agriculture, which is effective microorganisms, because all those biodynamic preparations in fact are microbiological preparations. And the second thing is the moon that you were talking about. It's not about full moon or no moon at all. It's more linked to how far the moon is to the Earth. And you know that the gravity of moon has an influence on Earth. You know that because the ocean is moving, yeah?
Right, yes, of course.
And
yeah.
Our hormonal system is linked to the cycle and many other things. Microorganisms are influenced by it as well. Their activity is influenced by it. So yes, we use the moon calendar to make spraying because we see that it's more efficient when we do it at a certain time, and it's less efficient with the same doses when you do it in another day. The same thing for some work we do during the winemaking process. Like there are good days for starting the fermentation, and there are days where stopping the fermentation is easier.
And is any good days for drinking wine?
Well, you can drink it whenever you want to, but you would be surprised, but the same wine can taste slightly different on a different day.
Really?
Yes, and it's not that the wine is changing, it's your sensitivity is changing.
Wow, that was very, very impressive explanation, I have to say, Agnieszka. Thank you so much for this part. Many people, my customers as well, asking me what is the difference between organic and biodynamic wines.
There are many differences, but the main, I would say, are few. First, you have the grapes issued from different cultures. So you have the organic grown grapes or biodynamic grown grapes. Then they are treated in a different way. In organic winemaking, you can add yeasts, you can add sugar, you can deacidify, you can add fining agents, you can add stabilizing agents, you can add whole big list of things.
But can you say something like,
they
sorry,
are
yeah.
organic.
Okay, but can you say that biodynamic wines are closer to the nature, or
They are closer to the place they come from.
brilliant. So they're what you call terroir.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, and because even the yeasts are coming from this place where, yes, that's absolutely.
And can I ask you one more question regarding the terroir? Would you agree with me that people who are using gold for fermentation and aging wines, they're kind of killing the terroir, or you can still talk about terroir once your wine's fermented in oak?
I don't think you're killing the terroir. It's the oak is a vessel, and of course you have different influence of the oak depending on what kind of oak it is, depending on how the oak was prepared, of course. But at the same time, you have different expression of the wine if you pour into the same barrel one wine or another. So yeah, it does change a bit, but still I know a few biodynamic vineyards that have oak barrels that were made of oaks from their forest.
Oh wow, that sounds even more terroir driven. Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much. And can you tell us there is any difference in terms of taste between biodynamic and conventional wines, commercial even?
Oh my goodness. It's a difficult question. There are differences, of course. For sure, the biodynamic wine is or can be healthier because it does not have this whole stacks of additives. But of course, you cannot generalize it. You can have great conventional wines. You can have great organic wines, and you can have great organic biodynamic wines. But as well, you can find really bad ones of all sorts. So I'm unable to answer yes or no to this kind of question.
Of course, and I believe there's all about the taste, personal taste as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But can you say?
I can tell you that personally, the best wines I've ever tried were biodynamic, but it's my taste.
Of course, no. Well, I believe so as well because I taste your wines a couple of times and they're absolutely fantastic. Would you agree with some people that wines with less sulphite give you less headaches next day?
Well, there is a good chance it's true, but it's not sulphite that actually causes straight the problems with the headache or the day after. It's rather different kind of chemicals, and it's linked to the hygiene and to the quality of the wine. So if you are picky about quality of wine you drink, there is good chance you will feel well the next day.
Thank you so much. In terms of tastings, visits, can people actually visit your place? Can go to your place? Do you have a wine shop?
Yes, it's enough to give us a call and drop us an email, and we can organize the wine tours, we can organize the tastings, we organize as well the picnics during the summer season, the open days. And of course we do have a wine shop here in place, and it's open every day from 8 to 4, from Monday to Saturday.
Just to be sure, 8 a.m. until 4 p.m.
Yes.
In case you have a night call.
Yes.
Can I have a wine, please?
Well, it happened a few times.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your amazing knowledge and for everything, for having me today again. Now I'm just going to taste some wine, and I look forward to see you soon next time. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I have to say I learned a lot from Agnieszka. I'm in a beautiful place with amazing weather. I just can't wait to have a glass of wine. So thanks again and see you next time.